Okay, I have sound, so I'll start again. That was a tester. But good evening. It's Paul. Another edition of the match report or the match review of the Fulham game. Um, Moving forward, and it was just really good to see. And so we've had some really good performances this the start of this season, but we had a real kind of challenge put to us in this first derby, and they're always going to be tricky. The derby games, there's no easy derby, and yeah, what did we have at the start? We've been talking about how we've not been had to make any changes, but we get a late kind of inkling that we've then lost Zinchenko and Partey to precautionary injuries. So Zinchenko's looks like he's hurt his knee, and Partey's got a tight thigh, all on Friday training. So from what was a really good situation, it suddenly got a little bit bleaker. Certainly coming into Saturday just before kickoff when the news was kind of breaking. But it's a test of what we've got, and it shows us where we've come. I suppose as a collective group for our squad, and who comes in, and can we still play without kind of any kind of difference from having those guys in. So that starting lineup was is good. It was actually good to see. In all honesty, I'm not going to lie. I thought certainly there was going to be a potential start for Marquinhos, just from what he was or has been doing in the under 21s, and to be honest, El Neni has never let us down. So he would be a natural choice to come in. And we look at that lineup and we say, yeah, majority of the time, these sides will pick themselves. Obviously, with Zinchenko disappearing for the game, it can't be too bad the way he was jumping around. So, yeah, we hope it's just a precaution, but also we bear in mind that we have got a game on Wednesday and then a big game the following week at Old Trafford. So, yeah, it might just be one of those where we can at least get a little bit of game time into some of these guys that are coming back. And yeah, you had Tierney coming back in, and yeah, he does look off the pace still, and that was my kind of worry about him as a player getting back to how he was before he got injured, and yeah, it's just again what we miss from Zinchenko. He's got such dynamic kind of like movement and understanding of the game, whereas Kieran Tierney's a bit more. He likes to play wider, hug the touchline. He wants to bomb forward, but it was just times where he was just kind of being bypassed. I would say there were times where he was kind of looking for the ball wide on the touchline, but we were kind of bringing the ball out into midfield, but then not feeding him in those areas, but then going back and then going back the other side. And just, yeah, I think just the general kind of rustiness, I suppose that just comes from little game time and coming back and working back into it. But he done 60 minutes, which, to be honest, was probably more than probably what we would have given him had Zinchenko been fit and available. But he's gone through it, and it's nice, and being able to come through and come out of the game with 3 points, considering the changes that we had to do, then it's nice. I'm pleased that we've got 4 wins on the bounce going into Wednesday. Should we get a great result on Wednesday, we're in a really nice position going to Old Trafford, and we don't know what's going to happen there. I know, yeah, they look like they've picked up, but again, it's always going to be tough going to Old Trafford. They'll be up for it, and as Liverpool's seen as well, yeah, they can step up and play when they need to. But yeah, I'm going back to the atmosphere pre-game as well. Really, really nice atmosphere again. Very, very positive across all levels. I think it's only Twitter that there's such negativity, and it's just from certain fan accounts that I can't quite work it out. It's so doom and gloom, but inside that stadium was just unbelievable, all throughout. Having Bernd Leno return as well, a model professional, I would say. Never heard a bad kind of word against the club, even though he probably could feel that he's been wronged. But he just got on with it, got his head down, and supported his teammates as he was. But yeah, he was too good a goalkeeper to be on the bench, and he does need to play. Whether or not Fulham was probably the best choice, and how Leicester haven't gone in for him when they did get rid of Kasper Schmeichel, I don't know. But I'm not sure playing for Fulham and resorting to his kind of time wasting is going to kind of earn him a place in the German team for the World Cup. Um, Also very nice for the minute's applause for Steve Braddock, because yeah, being an absolute legend throughout my time supporting Arsenal, making sure that we've got that carpet that we've got not only at the Emirates but at Highbury. Just a brilliant all round Arsenal guy. He bled red and white, and yeah, it was nice just to see the club and the fans and the supporters inside the stadium recognising that. So it was good, but we knew the game itself was going to be tough. We know they've started well. Liverpool, yeah, they've come up. Yeah, they got a draw. Fulham rode their luck, but they're dogged. They've got it. They seem to have really learnt from previous years that when they've come up and they've gone back down. You look at Mitrovic this year. Obviously, he's got a point to prove because obviously he's been there, done that, and he's struggled to deal with that move up to the Premier League. But this year, yeah, like he's now obviously with that goal yesterday. He's now got 4 goals now, so he's certainly stepped up to the challenge. So yeah, as a whole, I just thought we had to play in the first half, but it was very condensed. It was very busy, and there were lots of little kind of small passages of play in real tight areas, and it was just hard to really kind of get a grip and actually get those spaces to make the chances. And we seemed to be a little bit too, say, narrow in the way we played, and we didn't really stretch them wide. Martinelli a little bit off with his cross delivery. It was overhitting a lot of balls in the first half, but yeah, we had chances. We only have to look at the stats for the game really to really understand that, because yeah, 22 shots on goal. Yes, we've got to improve still, I think, on the shots on target, but we did control the game. Yeah, lots of passes, but again, it's those kind of like final phase balls which lets us down a little bit. But as I say, there are a couple of like chances that we did have where to be honest, on another day, we probably would have made a better connection with the pass, also with the shot itself on goal, and then we would have been looking at a different score. Had we scored early as well, that game would have potentially been a lot different. My prediction, I went 4-1 because I thought if we do start early and we do get an early goal, then the floodgates will open. But yeah, we know what it's like when things don't go our way, things that aren't exactly like they usually are. And I go from if certain things are not working in the game, then how do we change it? And yeah, we've got in there, and then we conceded the goal, didn't we? And you just look at it from that side of things, and yeah, I knew we'd concede just because we do sometimes miss that little bit of physicality, and certainly Gabriel, he does sometimes get a little outmuscled, or certainly if someone is riling him up, he liable to potentially lose his head or go a little bit nervy. And I don't think he was helped by players in front of him. I think when the ball come over and then he kind of took that first touch, which or moved it towards Mitrovic, and then as he was trying to then get the ball back out of his body, it was too late. But then I don't think there was really a call to say Mitrovic is coming straight up you and you need to get rid of it. And I think Kieran Tierney was right there, and it was like, well, I couldn't see him gesturing to him or giving him a shout, and you're suddenly thinking, yeah, it's not the only one, but again, these are the little things where just the understanding of the game and just being that little bit forceful with communication. But yeah, we rose to it. I never thought the game was over. I just thought it just meant that we would start pouring forward, and it did become a little bit more disjointed certainly when we went to a back three. There were gaps kind of opening up. Had Fulham picked the right balls, but we did get the reward, and I thought Captain Odegaard was immense. When we talk about players and how busy they are, and some of the stuff that you were seeing from him, it was really nice to see. Just the passing, there were some lovely balls. There were some passes with the outside of the boot into space, creating openings to run into. And yeah, I look at this guy with some just lovely touches, and then he capped it off with the first goal. And you need a little luck, and I don't think we always get the luck that we basically deserve sometimes. And to do that like that, it's really nice. So I just think it is nice to just have that little bit of luck, and after that, the the result takes care of itself. So needed again a nice bit of luck for that second goal, and hey, we've got the ball into a good area, and yeah, we know Leno is a little bit under pressure at crosses. He doesn't always like those crosses coming in. So yeah, we got in and around him. Again, it wasn't particularly great decision by him, because I think he had to come a long way for that second goal, and there was no way he was going to get that ball, and he basically he had to come too far, and by then it was just too late. And the complaints about it not being a goal, and it was silly. So I'm pleased. I'm pleased that we got the goal. I'm pleased the hard work that we done got the 3 points. So yeah, I think it's job done. Not every game is going to be polished, and we're going to have all the plaudits. I think we still played really well. I just don't think we were as sharp and as clinical as we have been. Certainly with, say, like the crosses and the delivery into the box, and just those kind of all round kind of little link up kind of like plays. just a little bit running off ourselves. And like Jesus was being well marshalled as well. That's another way. How do we play when Jesus is kind of dominated or kind of like well looked after? And that Ream, I think, was well on him, and it was hard. But again, we have to basically get players in and around to help out. But look, Odegaard wasn't the only one. Xhaka, I thought again alongside, had a really decent game, and Saliba again solid, and just nice to see. Ramsdale again, some good saves, really good saves at important times. Saves you should be making as a goalkeeper, but by getting the ball clear and pushing the ball out away from danger areas, it was decent. Certainly at the time, because there was one really late on where I think Mitrovic had headed the ball, well over the back of Jesus, but he powered a header in and he made a save. So yeah, all round that was nice. But I think overall El Neni had a really decent game as well. Not put a foot wrong. Lots of passes. I think there's about 53 passes, or we made 55 and 53 successful passes. So yeah, overall, I think he done what he needed to do, and I don't think we really struggled with that party. But also, you have to big up Fulham as well, because yeah, they obviously played with the two up top, but then one of those kind of drops off onto that kind of that midfielder who's looking to pick up the pass. And that Pereira, I think, was kind of always kind of aware or looking to kind of like close the ball down. So yeah, it's nice having options, and it's something that we didn't have last season. And yeah, I'm not gonna really blow the trumpet just yet, but we've won a game again against a team that's in front of us, and we can't pick and choose our opponents. All we can do is get those 3 points and make sure we get enough points on the board when we do go to these bigger games. And yeah, we might not get the results in these big games, but hey, if we're still winning these games against the lesser teams, we're in a very good position. So it makes those not 100% proper important. Yes, they are for us because it's a barometer to see how far we've come. But when we get up to our games against Tottenham, Liverpool, whatever, yeah, obviously we've got to beat Tottenham. And I apologise, I've mentioned their name twice. But yeah, your games against Man City and Liverpool, can we just make sure that we give them games and stay in the game, and that will help us moving forward. But if we win these games that are expected to be won, yeah, we will be in a good position, no doubt. But we just have to keep plugging away. And Wednesday's a big challenge once again against Villa. So yeah, get a win there, and yeah, we do go to Old Trafford with lots of confidence. And as I say, if we do have those players back because they are just being rested, I think it's quite nice. But yeah, that was the game really. But after the game, the atmosphere, oh, it's really nice. I love being at the Emirates. And after the game, I actually had the privilege to walk through the housing development at Highbury. So I ended up standing in what would have been the halfway line in the centre circle of the development, and just like looking at the stands in their glory, just as they are now as apartments, and yeah, just remembering those good times. And yeah, the Emirates is starting to get that feel, and I think the more people who are behind the team, the club, the manager, all the players, whoever puts on that shirt, the better we will be as a club. Because yeah, there's nothing better than to be as one, and match days will be better and better and better. But we have to keep believing. We have to be strong as a unit together. But yeah, that was game day. So Yeah, I'm gonna pop into the chat now and yeah, go through. I see there's quite a bit going on. Obviously, I had some problems at the start, but yeah, glad we're working. Thanks for pointing it out. So yeah, people getting gases up. This was a tough test, and we haven't even played the top four yet. Well, it's going to be tough. We they have come up, and they've come up with one of those kind of feel good factors. They've had some decent results. Yeah, they got the win against Brentford. They've drawn against Liverpool, and yeah, even away at Wolves. And you look at it, they've started well, and they have the tools to put pressure on any team because of what they've got. Mitrovic as a unit, and yeah, they have got tools. They're two fullbacks. I have to say were really good. Robinson was one of them, and he played really well. And he kept Saka fairly quiet, but there were some challenges coming in, and yeah, there was some no nonsense like tackles, and yeah, just full of running, and they were very very busy. But yeah, look, we're 4 games in, and you have to beat what's in front of you, and at the minute we have. And as I say, top 4 teams will come. There will be more challenges. There'll be more bad times, but it's how you respond and how you get back on the saddle after a disappointment. So yeah, take the win. It's 4 out of 4. We're still there. We're top of the league very early, but it is a long season. And yeah, I'm for one not getting ahead of my station. Yeah, we're there, but it's a damn sight better than last season at the start. So yeah, long may it continue. Time to sell Thomas Partey injured again. Yeah, again, I like to understand if it was just they've kind of just used that as a kind of precautionary kind of yeah, just use that to kind of just say, well, rather than say resting or if that. Again, what happens if you say, yeah, all right, okay, we've rested a player or we've rested these 2 players, but then the result don't go your way, and then you probably, yeah, you'll get negative stuff coming the other end. So it might be that they're kind of just using that as a kind of little smoke screen. I don't know how injured they are. I say Zinchenko didn't look particularly injured the way he was running and jumping around and remonstrating. So my only hope is that is yeah just only slightly feeling something and just not worth the risk one day later. So yeah, hopefully they'll be ready for Wednesday. If not, at Old Trafford. So that will be the big one. So I'd rather have them back for United and then roll with what we've got at Villa and see where we go. So yeah, I don't think we need to make anything hasty. I look at him. Obviously, if he's out long term, then we do have to probably review it and say that that is number one priority. Whether or not it's this window or in January, that we need a replacement for Thomas Partey in that role and someone with a presence and someone that is going to be an upgrade or similar level to Partey. So yeah, let's hope he isn't injured for so long. Yeah, Richard, good to see you. Glad you're watching. Yeah, Fulham shown by taking points of Liverpool and Wolves and Brentford that they are a better team than last time they're in the league. Leicester and Palace tough. Yeah, it's yeah. As I say, they have they have learnt from what they've done previously, and yeah. Can't say it, but look, whoever you play, they're going to be tough. We need to get the points on the board, and we have. So it is nice to see. But let's back our club and make sure that we do have some good times. Yeah, you can see improvements in the team, right? Yeah, you can as well, surely. Yeah, I think there are lots of good things about our play this year. Certainly, it's more that kind of link up across all of the lines, and that's going from say defence to midfield, and then from midfield into attack and attacking and pressing with a purpose. Even like I said, without the ball and trying to win that ball up as high as you yeah, as high as you can. So yeah, it's one of those where you just have to just watch it go. It's 4 games in; they are going to get better as they go on. You just have to just have to let them roll, and they will get more of an understanding as it goes on. But yeah, hey, it is a solid start, and yeah, you can only win the games that are in front of us, as Richard has said here. But as I say, win these games, and then yeah, the more you win, obviously, the better it is. So let's be let's be positive about it. It's a big conversation here, English Conversation Club. Even in the break, that normally comes first. So yeah, Richard again. Yeah, improvements in the way we play, the overall quality in depth. Still a few short, but not bad so far. I'd still like to see a bit more efficiency in front of goal. Saka and Ketia and Martinelli wasteful. Yeah, I certainly get Saka. I think there's a lot he can add to his game. Certainly as he goes on, because yeah, this is where I think you're going to differentiate from being say a world class player to a nearly player, where you suddenly say, yeah, you might have all the talent in the world, but if you can't, when you're one on one, finish the job, get it done, get the goal, and improve those stats, then yeah, you're going to struggle. And for the wages that it appears that he's looking to command, certainly in his new contract, that's something that 100% he needs to really improve on to take him to that next level and demand that contract. So yeah, and Ketia again, he's not had too many minutes. In all honesty, again, it's a hard position when you're trying to come on and trying to change the game or whatever. You know, what I mean, you've got a few minutes to try and do something, but most of the time it's not really enough to kind of get into the game. So yeah, I'll be more interested to see him when he's actually got a little bit of game time. Certainly coming into Europa League and seeing him have that game time right from the start of games. But yeah, Martinelli again, 1 on 1. I'm sure he can do better and improve, but it's just it's just having that time. I think he's certainly improved. I certainly think he's become a bit more physical. I think he's certainly able to stand up to a bit more physicality than he used to. But yeah, as I say, I think overall, everyone, I think well, we all need to improve on efficiency just with the amount of goals from last season, and I'm sure there's going to be a lot more goals than there were last season. Yeah, he did. He struggled at times. I think it was only. I think they were pretty solid all the way through until that kind of mistake in that 55 minutes or so. He then made another kind of decision where rather than going back to Ramsdale, he then tried to play a pass which then got cut out and went out, ended up going out for I think a goal kick. But Yeah, that big teams will, just like anything. Yeah, the mistakes do get punished, and yeah, I think certainly we've had a lot more consistency in our play, certainly defensively, with Saliba coming in as well. I think it has been good, but again, I think there were times where I don't think Kieran Tierney really knew where he was going, and this is where the differential between him and Zinchenko are. Can Kieran Tierney play similar to how Zinchenko plays? I don't think so because they are different players. And as I say, he liked to hug the touchline. And unless we do kind of change the way we do play when Tierney does come in and we start looking to really play down the left and give him space to run into, then yeah, I don't know. I think personally still it's just he's not 100% match fit yet, and he's still finding his bearings. But yeah, look, it is early, but we've got 3 points, and yeah, you make a case for anything. And yeah, because make many other teams pay, but as I say, you got to get the wins, which we've done. Yeah, I think that speaks volumes. That as in he got back up, he's down, but also the players are picking those other players up. As soon as someone's made a mistake, they are geeing them up. They are getting them going. So yeah, it's it's good to see that there is that good camaraderie around the team. And as I say, everyone will make mistakes. It's just how you deal with those mistakes, and can you then pick yourself up and show what you can do. And he made up for it. And look, happy for him because yeah, it's not nice to have a goal like that at any level, but it is what it is. Yeah, Alex is in the house. I thought he's on a day off, but he's yeah, he could have come and joined me. He could have had a little discussion, but it's all right. Yeah, Colin, congratulations to your son, mate. What team would you like to see against Brighton in the League Cup and PSV in? Oh. Well, you do look at it, don't you? You do wonder. You do wonder what they will do. In all honesty, I think I'd still like to see the main guys rested, but then I'm looking at your Fabio Vieiras. I'm looking at even El Neni, your Nketiahs, Rob Holding coming in, just kind of yeah mixing it up a little bit. And I think look, we've still got like even like Cedric Suarez and players. So to get us through this group, and certainly against Brighton, just get the players through the games. And get game time to these players that are not kind of getting game time. I'd even probably if Tierney's still kind of being nursed to full of fitness. Same with Tomiyasu. They'd be in. I'd have them in these early stages because they haven't had the game time, and it might be a nice kind of easing in to game time because yeah, you haven't got the frenetic kind of style of Premier League football. Certainly in the Europa League, it might be good just to get that kind of game time because they will need it, and it will be just nice just to see how deep the squad is with a team selected from those fringe players. But certainly, I wouldn't be wanting to risk our Jesus's and yeah Odegaard. I'd let them have the day off. There needs to be a little mix, but I don't think there's any problem with even just alternating those kind of like first team players, whoever they choose to have in there. I'd still be playing Ramsdale. I'd still be having him there rather than Turner. I don't know. I don't like changing goalkeepers. I don't like that kind of whole term that you're a cup goalkeeper or you're a league goalkeeper. Yeah, you want your strongest side, but then you also want to just you want to be able to like mix it up and just give a little bit of rotation. So yeah, a strong one, but we do need to basically give them a game and get us through that group stage because it is favourable to us. The PSV game will be tricky, but there should be enough about us to get sorted. Yeah, good comment, Colin. Yeah, Sacco is beginning to worry me. Four very average performances, honestly. Anytime we go on any partner in Xhaka, we'll be more narrow, less dynamic. It's, yeah, well, as I say, what you then find also with Zinchenko not coming into those kind of areas as well, there isn't a lot there. So you do find that there isn't as many players in and around that kind of area to affect the play. So yeah, they do get a little bit clogged down, and certainly if someone is kind of like just like holding on to El Neni's tail, like dropping back when he's looking to pick up the ball, it is going to be a little bit hard to kind of get space. But as I say, I just think the the shape itself was a little bit different to how we have been. But yeah, it's nice. I say I thought Xhaka done very well still going forward. Yeah, he had what the one chance in the first half, which again was I wouldn't have said it was an easy chance, but it was well worked. But yeah, he obviously put it wide. But yeah, El Nini, I'd just say just don't put a foot wrong. But again, you with Party missing, you do miss that kind of play and just on the half turn and just looking to play forward. And he's got that lovely knack of just kind of just picking up the ball and then just doing one little touch and he goes forward. And yeah, we do miss that kind of movement. But yeah, dynamic is the key word there. You do miss that. So yeah, no, good question, Colin. Yeah, El Neni does a job and is reliable, but I think Xhaka slows the game down when he partners El Neni. Maybe feels more responsible in that situation. Yeah, again, you look at it's the dynamics of the team as well, isn't it? It's you look at it and you're suddenly thinking, yeah, all right, if I've got say like a Zinchenko or someone there, you're kind of a bit more assured about who's behind you and who's around you. Maybe that plays a part, but I think also it may be a little bit unfair as well because I think it's all down to how the game just went anyway. Because it was cagey, had we have got a goal early on, the game may have been a lot different, and you may have seen a different kind of setup and a way of playing. But you don't know, so it's the job done. But as I say, I think it's more the fact that the whole kind of that team dynamic just changed a little bit with the party and Zinchenko not being there. So yeah, no, I don't think it's too much of a problem. Every other team have dropped points that they maybe wouldn't have dropped. Like Liverpool, City, and Chelsea would have dropped points or lost games early on. So let's take advantage while we can. Well, as I say, if we do carry on winning those games, and I say can you imagine if we win on Wednesday and then go to Old Trafford and then pick up 3 points there, 6 wins, just out there. There's teams that are going to drop more points, and the other teams have got time. So if we obviously can get those points on the board, then yeah, why not get the advantage, get those points on the board? As I said, look at those the last season when the games in hand. Just get the job done, get the points on the board, then you can see where you are. But yeah, I'm well pleased about where we are and where we're going. So yeah, beat the teams that are in front of you. Yeah, be careful. That's the key. Don't We're not in a position to rush players back. We're not in a position to kind of just bring someone in. We're not that kind of desperate. So let them come in their own time, and yeah, they'll get game time. And yeah, overall, over the next 2-3 months, they should all be in optimum kind of like condition, and should be able to really kind of like be pushing each other for starting lineups, because that's all we want, is that competition across the whole pitch. And as I say, these guys coming back, they are going to offer competition, but again, you've got to show it. And it's the same, say, like players at Smith Rowe. Again, we've kind of lost him a little bit, just in where he is since he had COVID, and it just seems to have just knocked him a little bit. And whether or not it's also confidence as well, because yeah, from that all or nothing, it was pretty clear that yeah, is a very sensitive kind of not so confident lad. And you look at it like that, and you're suddenly thinking, yeah, you just need maybe that little kind of pep talk to say, yeah, you are decent, you are a decent player, you've got potential to do lots of good things, but you've got to be nurtured in a way where you believe in yourself. So maybe that's a big key thing. And yeah, look at that. Look at these games coming up in these cups, and you're suddenly thinking, well, this is a perfect opportunity for him to kind of come in and play and be one of those main players, because I'm sure he can set a few of these games alight when he does play. They certainly have a lot of space to move into. Bray, where are your guests, mate? Billy, no, mates. Yeah, it feels like it. It feels like it. Everyone let me down. So I don't care. I'll hang it up. I just want to. I just want guys who want to come on and get involved. Nice, join the conversation. Come and chat. Come and message us on social media, on Twitter. Organise to anyone. We'll have a chat, and then we'll see if we can get you on one of the next shows to let us know your thoughts. So yeah, please come and join me. We've got. I think Alex has taken moderator duty, has he? Yeah, Tierney is also adapting to a different style of playing. That position, Villa and United won't sit back so much. Yeah, to be honest, I don't think they really sat back, and I've seen teams really sit back, but they were kind of going for it in the second half. And yeah, it was just it was actually quite pleasing to actually see like a team that's come up and trying something, and actually it was kind of like Brentford last year, where at the start, and yeah, they're running the crest of a wave of coming up, but yeah, you've seen on the other side where you've got like say your Bournemouth, and yeah, they've just been tonked 9-0 after losing to us as well, and I'm not sure where the I don't know how that's going to be changed. Just bear with us. I'm just going to stick the light on. All right, you might see me now. It's getting dark now. So yeah, I don't think they're going to be any problems. It's going to be a tough season for them, Fulham. But are there three worse teams than Fulham? Um, Potentially, yeah. I still have question marks over Forest, but Bournemouth, I think, are nailed on, and potentially, I think they could even break records for like the least amount of points with a team, because they just look devout of any kind of real kind of confidence, actual ability as well. So yeah, I don't know. It's they carry on playing the way they are and the way they are aggressive in the tackle and in their play. Then with Mitrovic as well, certainly if he can keep banging in goals, certainly if he could pick up 15 goals, I suppose in this season, he'd do he'll do very good. So yeah, I don't think that they were really sitting back, but Villa United, yeah, Villa have. I don't know. I think the fans have turned on Steven Gerrard as well a bit, so they're not coming to the Emirates in decent form. So yeah, they'll have a go. We know that teams will have a go, but it's up to us to play our football. And as I say, United will always step up and they will always play one of their like, Uber games against us, even if they're in a bad bit of form. Like last season, that 3-2, one of those things. We struggle there, but we can get some results there. We know we can get results there. We've done it before. So this season, yeah, if we can get our game going early and get at them, then hey, you can look at it and you say, well, six wins out of six, and we played Man United away, and you're suddenly thinking, yeah, I'll take that. I'll take it all day long. So yeah, that's my thoughts on it. I think just Tierney, I think it's just it's a way of playing, and it is different to how when Zinchenko's playing, what job he's asked. Yeah, to say there were times where he was kind of doing that Zinchenko role about coming in inside, and yeah, it's probably not natural to him. So there's the obvious kind of issue there because if he hasn't really been doing it, then there's no real good thing about it because he's going to need to either learn it or we're going to have to maybe say change the way we do play with him there. Yeah, as I say, there's a big difference from the Twitterati to the fans inside the club or inside the ground. The noise in the stadium was really good, and yeah, you want to build players up and you want to get their heads up as quick as we can. And this is what we need to do. We need to be that 12th man. For so long, we've been just kind of, you know, what I mean, I've been watching Arsenal for many years, and obviously I've got season ticket at the minute, and I've since we moved to the Emirates, but I've seen people turning up to well when we were in the Champions League, Europa League, sitting in the upper tier with a newspaper. And I'm just like, they're reading the newspaper while the game's going on. I'm just like looking at these guys. I'm thinking, well, why are you here? What are you doing? The game's on. But it's changed now. There's a lot more interaction from the fans. And that's what's more pleasing is that everyone is there to make a difference and to be involved in the whole kind of spectacle, which is the game and pushing the team forward. And for so long, the team never had that support. There was always that disjointed kind of feeling, and it weren't great. It was toxic. It was poisonous. And I got to a point. I had to admit. I said I almost didn't really like going to the stadium, and I was like, I'll go and meet up with my friends in the pubs and have a drink because that would be the main spectacle of going out on a match day because you enjoy that. But then when you go to the stadium, that negativity just overtook everything, and you didn't kind of really enjoy it. 3 points, yeah, great, but then hang on a minute, I just didn't like the aggro. But now totally different. And as I say, you are getting that Highbury feeling and just that whole all round kind of like euphoria of everyone together. And I just want fans to be as one at the end of the day, whether or not it's on Twitter, whether or not it's on YouTube. We got one common purpose or goal and that's to support Arsenal and see them be the best they can be. And that is what being a supporter is all about. It's supporting them through bad times, supporting them through good times. supporting every player that plays for that red and white, plays for the badge. Oh, so it's there. And play for the badge, and yeah, give their all. Yes, we're going to make mistakes, but it's more when they make the mistakes, back them up, and we'll get there. But yeah, fans have got a massive, massive part to play. See, Ange is in the chat. Hi, Ange. Thanks for some nice comments there. Tired Gunnosaurus. How you doing, mate? Yeah, I hope we'll sort out the CDM with Partey and his constant muscle problem, as El Neni, who is good, but is nowhere near the Partey class. Yeah, he's one of those where you just you just be a happy kind of guy, and look the guy says nothing, he doesn't moan, he does nothing, but just wants to play football. But he will do a job that you ask him to do. Is that a bad thing? No, I think every kind of squad needs to have a player like him. In all honesty, I think someone that just gets on with it when he's called upon. I look at it like that as another Rob, like a Rob Holding as another player like that, where he's very rarely let us down, but he's he's one of those. It's just he's a player that can step in and do a job. And it's like I say, I don't think he done particularly bad yesterday. He didn't lose the ball too many times. He used the ball well, but as I say, if we do lose Partey for long term, then there's got to be that kind of discussion at board level about looking to replace him. And we don't know what's going to happen in the future. We know about the issues and stuff, but we don't know. So so it's just one of those. So just bear with us a moment. Children, right. So I would say we do need to put that on the number one list for like new replacements. And if we're putting or earmarking actual positions, then that's the key. It's a good point there, mate. But as I say, we have to see what or how the land lies this season. I think that we've had a few changes in again this year. We're shifting more players out, but can players fill in? We obviously will see as it goes. Obviously, he won't play every game. Same with Xhaka. He probably won't play every single game, but that's about rotation, and we've been able to rotate and get these different partnerships and combinations in. That's where you can start seeing where these kind of relationships will build in the team. And say with like Kieran Tierney, for instance, that by playing will get better and better. But it is what it is. It's at the minute, but we do need to review it if he is out for a long time again. Certainly like last season or whatever. But we'll go into what we need, I'm sure, very soon. But Rich again. Possibly I'll go strong against Brighton first up, but against PSV, I think we're strong enough even with changes. Well, I think either of them. Again, what is the priority with our season? You're suddenly saying, well, we're looking at Premier League, we're looking at the FA Cup and a very decent run in Europa League. A decent run was we need to get to the latter stages, and we should be focusing on looking to try and win it and actually get silverware, because there is that carrot dangling about getting Champions League, and getting Champions League will be tough. doesn't matter how many players we sign, it still will be tough because yeah, there's 6, 7 teams potentially vying for those 4 places. But it is gonna be a tough old season. But yeah, got to mix it up though. Still, yeah. Can they do get another player through the door? If so, who? It is a good question. Um, I've heard rumours that we're done, and I think that was after Pedro Neto. I think Wolves want a crazy, crazy fee for him. Obviously, he's just signed a new contract, so that's kind of made his value kind of shoot up. Obviously, again, if we're looking or earmarking a certain player for a certain position, do we really need to go down a list and maybe select a second or a third choice player that maybe we're not 100% on? I don't know. I'm not sure we're in that position to just sign anyone that we might not be 100% happy with. So it may be that we just see where it all lies in January again, and we go again. But yeah, the talk of Tielemans still isn't going away. He hasn't done anything like Fafana as such. I think Fafana has been a bit more vocal about getting his move, but yeah, we don't know. 100% if Arsenal have actually submitted a bid. There's lots of talk, but I just think I think it is just talk. We may be interested, but we haven't submitted an official bid. I would say for him, but yeah, if it was me, then we'd be looking at that extra midfielder coming in. And Tielemans, is he 100% an upgrade? Is he going to be a game changer? I don't know. The jury is out, but with other teams around us, they're splashing the cash and probably paying a little over the odds as well. Well, United are certainly paying over the odds for a few of their signings, but they always tend to do. And Chelsea are going through another Roman Mark II at the minute with their signings. So we have to be a bit realistic and just say, well, let's just get players in. Let's still try and shift players out that we need to. But the squad's taken some huge changes. So maybe it's just a case of just bedding in and seeing what we've got. And these players that we have got, look, we haven't even seen Fabio Vieira yet. So as a midfield player, maybe a very good addition. But until he starts playing and just kind of just settles down into the squad, then we won't know. Yeah, it looks like Paqueta's gone to West Ham today, so that's another one. But West Ham have had so many bids for players; they've obviously got to get one in. So yeah, £45 million. Do we need, or should we spend 45 million on a player like that? I don't know at this minute. Um, but yeah, they're all going to be very pricey. And Tielemans, I'm guessing it is all going to be down to fees, and I think Leicester aren't going to try and do us any favours. So yeah, I think whoever comes in, I think is going to be quite expensive at this stage of the window. But we never know. We've had a good like late deals. We just have to wait and see. Yeah, it is good. Yeah, it's not. I don't think that's a secret. I think it does. I think just from the way he is, the way he plays, the positions he takes up, the understanding of the game is key as well. And He's got great technical ability, so that ability to kind of come inside and be that kind of like inverted kind of midfielder alongside Xhaka, picking up the ball, or even say alongside Partey in those areas when we're kind of recycling the ball and just even without the ball. Again, they're two totally different players, and if you're not playing to Tierney's strengths by spreading the play wide, so he can basically run down the left wing, then you're not really helping Tierney. But Tierney's strength is to do that running and then look to supply across into the box. But are we a team still now that can really deal with crosses coming in? Which again adds that kind of thing. Do we need that kind of player that is a bit more physical for those kind of times when we do play Tierney or we do get the crosses in? Not saying that we haven't got players that can score with a head. We've seen still with his size, Jesus can still score. But yeah, there are others. You're looking at Xhaka popping up deep, more up on the pitch, and you're suddenly thinking, well, yeah, if he gets into the box or finds a little run into the box, yeah, he's a big lad. He can add to his game there. But let's say that they are two totally different players. But as I say, I think at this minute Tierney is just a bit off the pace, just through his injury and getting that kind of real feel good feeling of playing again. Yeah, two CDMs and a right winger. Yeah, as I say, it looks like that is a position what he wants to do. But again, we don't want to be paying over the odds. And we have a price. If we can't get him at that price, then yeah, we'll have to move on to another target and go from there. But yeah, I'm not sure 100% if we need two straight away. Yeah, I'd be more happy to look for quality and have one more, certainly to cover. Yeah, certainly to cover Partey, but two maybe just is a bit too much with the players that can play and kind of um, interchange and kind of come in because yeah, remember these guys can play multiple positions as well. So I think it would just be nice just to see the changes as we go on, who can play where and the different duties and the roles that are asked upon them. Yeah, I'd say I said at the start, or the end of the season when you were kind of like going through about the amount of players. I think actually I said on Cannon Fodder that we needed to probably sign if we were in Champions League 8 or 9 or 8 or 10 new players to take us to where we need to be to challenge for Champions League and then come back into the Premier League. Um, I think Alex said that yeah he didn't believe we would do that, and it would be something like we'd only have maybe like about 4 or so. Didn't believe that we would do it, and I didn't, to be honest. And it's one of those where you suddenly look at it and you think, well, yeah, that level of investment is going to be big, and if we obviously were in Europa League, then yeah, you can look at say 6 or 7, and then you've then got the ability to, when we do actually hit the Champions League, to add. But it's all about stepping stones. Have we improved our squad? Yes. Have we cut down our squad and removed some of the riffraff? Yes. And is it done? Is it finished? No. No. So we look at it now. We've had a good summer. We've had good preparation. We've got a good squad to start this first half of the season. Can we then go again in the second half after the World Cup? And who's going to be available? And then we can see what we're doing. So, yeah, I think we've done well. I think we've done well in this window, but we just have to follow it up now over the next couple of months. Yeah, invitation, Anges, to anyone, men or women, any come on the show and feel free. So yeah, great to have anyone on. So yeah, we all love Arsenal. So drop us a message and we come on for next week. Right, we're gonna do a few more. Thanks for your comments, guys. What are your thoughts about the young managers in the Premier League? Will they become world-class managers? It is a hard one because it's such a cutthroat industry, and if these managers aren't given time to develop, then they won't get anywhere. But it seems such a closed market where you see a manager that gets sacked from one position, then goes to another position, then goes to another one, and it's almost like a merry-go-round where the same managers get those jobs. And I've never known in any other kind of industry you get sacked from so many kind of jobs to then basically walk into another job doing exactly the same. Yeah, it is a little bit different to normal kind of things, but yeah, if you're sacked because you haven't really done what you should be doing. But yeah, these guys have to be given a chance, and this is what I said about Arteta when there was obviously all the talk about Arteta out and everything like that, and it was you just yeah, he is a novice manager, but there is that added fact that he's a really good coach, and you're suddenly thinking, well, yeah, he hasn't managed, but just look at the talk from others in and around him, and to know that there is something about him, and he's got to be allowed to make mistakes, just like anyone. The older managers will make mistakes, so I don't see it as opposed to say, yeah, someone coming in that hasn't managed before and says, right, okay, well, yeah, you're right, you're manager of Arsenal, you're manager of Man United or whatever that. Yeah, some will make it, some won't, and there's obviously that issue with the good players. They don't always make good managers, but you're seeing other ex players coming in and not having the same kind of effect. But you can only allow him to have the platform and give him all the support you can, and that's not just Arteta. That's all of them. Give them the support, and they will either flourish or it'll go the other way. If they lose the dressing room, then yeah, that's just how it is. Or the board just have a different vision. But world class manager, I don't know. It's still early. It's still early. Will Arteta be given another 5 years? That's what would allow that. That's another question. Where you suddenly think, yeah, he's got a contract. Um, Obviously signs it, and then after that, what does he have to do to carry on? And it's one of those where, yeah, he does love the club, but as I say, again, you do need to see results at a certain point. But look, it is what it is. It's a results business, and you die by your sword. But yeah, Thomas Frank is another one. He's not bad. Certainly last season it was not so much a breath of fresh air. He'd come in and said he'd done this um, coach's masterclass after he beat the mighty Arsenal, and it was like, yeah, he had his little YouTube moment, and it was, yeah, it weren't all that. In all honesty, it was more to do with the lineup we actually had out. but they made it into a real masterclass. But as I say, world class is bandied about too readily, certainly for players. And managers can also have the same kind of brush. Yeah, as he goes, I'm sure he will. So, yeah. Yeah, Graham Potter was one that was really good. Um, I do like the fact that he can change systems and he does set teams up really well. So I would say he's very good. So yeah, no, I've got a lot of time for him. Certainly from when we played the Swedish team, wasn't it? Ostersund's. Is that right? Yeah, we played them, and yeah, he was a manager then. So yeah, I can see big things for him as we go. But yeah, as Ange just said, he'll be the next England manager. Well, yeah, it's a good shout because a lot of these younger managers are showing signs of that. So why not? Why could his next career move be that England manager? And say if Southgate doesn't do well in this next tournament, he'll probably be the next one to kind of either say, yeah, I'm going to head off, or yeah, you're going. So yeah, good good bit of interaction there. Yeah, there's lots of them out there. Oh, I missed one here. And should Arsenal try and buy the Premier League, spend the cash and get the best players? Is that a guarantee? Uh, I think what we've found is that we do have to be careful still as a club, and the amount of money that we have spent, we have got financial fair play that we still got to try and make sure we're compliant with. Obviously, rumours saying that we are on a watch list or something along those lines, which kind of suggests we are a little bit kind of potentially over. But yeah, I think we've done well with the money we've spent, but you can't overforce it. And yeah, we've just got to get back to where we were, and that will take time. But that also comes with a little bit of patience as well. But yeah, for other teams that are kind of chucking the money around, they'll find out at some point, I'm sure, with financial fair play. Certainly, if things don't go right, but yeah, it's one of those. It's a little bit hard. It always seems to have hurt us more, financial fair play, because of where we were, and whereas we had the stadium that we had to sort out and fund, others were spending cash, and then when obviously the stadium was built, then the financial fair play come in, and that just meant we couldn't do anything. So right, I could answer questions after question for another 4 or 5 hours, but I'm not. I'm going to wrap it up after this one. Do any of our players make it into Liverpool or Man City first team? If I was thinking about players, certainly the start of this season, would Saliba jump into the Man City defence as one of the centre backs. Yeah, I don't think they are particularly great defensively. Um, I look at well, it was mentioned in who was it Gary Lineker who mentioned about Odegaard and couldn't work out why Real Madrid sold Odegaard to us. And you're suddenly thinking, I'm pretty certain a player like Odegaard would find some level in one of those teams. And certainly at the minute, where I think Liverpool are struggling midfield. Certainly, I think as even like a replacement for doing Milner. Yeah, I would say we've got one, which was Zinchenko. I think Zinchenko. I think just from the way he was, I think there was just too many riches in that club. Yeah, I think Liverpool almost probably could have Zinchenko. I look at it like that, and I think even though they've sold him, I think City could still do with Zinchenko. But yeah, he wanted game time. But yeah, I don't know. I'd like to say more than there are. But again, are we? This is the question for you, English Conversation Club. Are we at their table yet? As a club, as a team? No, we're not. I don't class us being in direct competition with Liverpool and Man City at this time. And that's just solely for the fact that we have come down a long way. And through lack of investment in those important times, that's where we are. And this is why we have to kind of build up gradually. And yeah, they bought players in well, they've spent money as well. But look, we've got to get closer to the rest of the best, and that is the top three. So we're looking to push Chelsea. We're looking to push the other lot up the road, and we've got to be up there. But yeah, that you've just said it's we're nowhere near the levels of Liverpool or Man City. Yeah, 100%. But they've certainly got a way of playing, and yeah, it is down to recruitment. But the trouble is, the recruitment and the ownership of the club has faltered for so long. And you look at those first 8-9 years of being in the Emirates, and so I question the Cronkies and whether or not they or what they come out with and said we haven't invested because we didn't have full ownership. Well, what would be the difference had they have owned a certain part of Arsenal and then said, right, okay, we're going to chuck X amount of money into Arsenal to use to fund the playing staff, as opposed to allowing the value of the club to drop so low, yeah, without the investment. How much difference of money from being low and to get to where it needs to be. And you're suddenly thinking that amount of money that would have been spent right at the start to keep us when we were up here, that would have been probably similar, if not, I would say better. They would have been better off keeping us at that level at that time. So, yeah, you can say all you want now about, yeah, that they're pumping in money. But as I say, we were mismanaged for so long. And that's what I can't forgive them for that, because I see my club being at the top of the table. And when we moved to the stadium, it was to be competing with the best in the land, competing with the best teams in Europe. And look, we've dropped down so much, and that really kind of grates on all of us, because we've seen it, and we've done it. And for what Wenger done in the latter stages to try to kind of like band-aid ourselves up to try and get us to the highest place finishes that we could, it was brilliant for what we could do. But the Kroenkes have got blood in their hands just as well as much as the original directors of the club who sold out. And yeah, I'm gonna leave it there on that, because that's another show. So yeah, it's it's not nice, but we know we are miles away. We are miles away from where we need to be. But yeah, some nice comments in the chat, guys. As I say, drop us a sub on the In the North Bank channel, as well as subscribing to Cannon Fodder TV. It's really good to speak and interact with you guys. I say it's only the second show, so I am looking for sensible gooners to come on. I think we've got a few in the chat. So if anyone does want to be a part of the next like editions of the show, then yeah, we're going to be doing this. It is a regular Sunday evening slot. So feel free, drop us a message, and we'll have you on, and we can talk about Arsenal, and yeah, really get into some good content. So yeah, thanks to everyone. As I say, just yeah, please give us a follow on Twitter and on YouTube, and to say it will mean the world. And yeah, keep watching Cannon Fodder. And Alex, thanks for the opportunity. And yeah, it's been good. Comedy Arsenal. Let's make it another 3 points on Wednesday. See you later.